Do you ever find yourself getting nervous around people? Right? Like, do you ever find yourself getting really anxious around groups or around someone that you feel some kind of connection with, but you don't really know how to express yourself with them? Do you ever find yourself like getting really tight and tense and disembodied when you want to verbally express a message that is on your heart? If you said yes to any of those things, hang around. I got something for you. What is going on, everybody? My name is Gordon Xavier. Today I'm here to support you in your evolutionary journey, and we're going to evolve today by exploring communication. Communication is like a core, foundational skill to have when navigating life. And if you have goals, if you have dreams, if you have a direction that you want to head in, things you want to manifest, communication is a skill that you're going to greatly benefit from, right? If you have a developed communicative style, you will greatly benefit. And if your communication is underdeveloped, you're going to struggle. If you experience anxiety of any sort, you have a communication problem. If you look at the word communication, right, if you break it up into the three parts, you have communication. Right? So the prefix come means with. The prefix uni means one. And the suffix cation infers there is a process. So communication is the process of coming together as one. So if you find yourself around people and maybe you have a message to share, or you're listening, or you're conversing in some way, and you find yourself tight and anxious, there is something up with your communication style. There's something up with your communication process, right? Your way of communication, your way of communicating. There's something up with it. Right? Otherwise, there'd be like a smooth synergy being created and manifested, and you would find oneness fairly easily. Whenever I would experience anxiety or some kind of like resistance or tension in the face of another, I would also feel bug just from my ear. I would also feel separated. I would also feel this separation between me and that person. I would also feel this division between myself and them. Right? And that division would support this feeling of discontentment and disconnectedness. If you experience social anxiety, ask yourself, how connected do you feel to yourself during those episodes? How connected do you feel to the other? Right? Anxiety is usually the sensation of disconnection. Anxiety is oftentimes a product of a split mind, a split heart, division. And communication bridges all division. If there is proper communication, if there's skillful, heartfelt communication, bridges will be formed. There will be a glue. There will be a glue unleashed. I bit my tongue. My communication's a little off right now. All right, you'll find yourself bonding with whatever it is you're feeling split with in a new way that allows energy to flow. So I want to offer you some ideas that's going to support you in like looking at your communication. there's 3 modes of consciousness when it comes to human nature. There is, in Sanskrit, they call the first one Tomas. It can translate. You can also look at this mode as like victim consciousness, and what this consciousness focuses on is the external. What this consciousness looks like is, if I have this thing, I can do this thing, which means I can be this thing. So, like, for example, if I have more money, that means I can travel and I can pay my bills and I can feel happy and secure. Okay? Well, this mode of consciousness puts all of the power in the having. An example of this for me, I remember I used to come from the consciousness of, if I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, that means I can quit my job and I can be happy. If I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, that means I can serve more people and I can be valuable. Okay? And I can be happy and fulfilled. So once again, this is putting all the power in the having. So if you look at your communication, what is something you feel like you have to have in order to communicate well, in order to connect with another person? Reflect on that. And we'll wrap it all around as we go through the next 2 modes. The second mode is called Rajas. Rajas. This mode is focused, it's more like forcing things to happen. Right? So the first one was like Tomas, victim. Second one is Rajas, force. So this one looks like I have to do this thing. And if I do this thing, that means I can have this thing, which means I could be this thing. One that I would have in relation to communication was, if I really nod and I'm expressive and if I perform and I speak fast and energetic like this, then I could have more attention, I can have more approval, and I could be satisfied with myself, and I could be popular and attractive. Right? So this one's all about putting the power in the doing. Right? We give our power away to what we do, the action. Right? So in relation to your communication, is there something you feel like you have to do in order to get to the proper being? Right? I gotta speak loudly. I gotta speak with a deep voice in order to have respect of the person that I'm talking to, in order to be at peace. So that's another mode that can oftentimes disempower us from this third way of being, which is the most effective way of communicating. And this third mode is the sattvic mode, or the mode of enlightenment, right? The enlightened mode. And this mode isn't concerned about what you're doing. It's not concerned about what you have, but it's primarily focused on what you're being. So this mode is be, do, have. You don't need to have anything. You don't need to do anything. It's all about what you're being here in this moment and meeting your beingness where it's at and embracing it and guiding it and choosing to be first. Choosing to be the vibration, choosing to be the frequency, choosing to be the energy, choosing to be the change that you want to see in the world and the change you want to see in your communication, choosing to be whatever it is you want to be in this moment. It's available to you now. I'm going to tap into that energy now. And I'm going to be the peace. And what if it's hard to be the peace? What if it's like, I want to be peace, but right now I'm being anxious? Well, I'm going to be anxious. It's in the embracing of the anxiety that the anxiety is transmuted into peace. Right? So in your communication, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling resistant, stop resisting the resistance. Be at peace with the resistance. Right? Feel the anxiety. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything to anybody. You don't have to have a different demeanor. You don't have to have a particular image. Be what you are. I'm experiencing anxiety. Be with that. Right? And next thing you know, anxiety isn't this thing to avoid anymore. If anxiety comes, you can just be with it. And it becomes less of a bully. When the bully doesn't have a strong effect on you, and instead you can just observe the bully and just look at it. Look at him. The influence of the bully goes away. And so if anxiety is this bully in your life, rather than trying to fight back the bully, and the bully likes when you fight back, and the bully just gets stronger and gets more aroused and energetic, instead of fighting back the bully, you can just look at the bully. That is anxiety, and be with it. Yeah. Just be with it. And from there, right, the bully loses a bit of its power. And next thing you know, you have more of a say in what you want to be in that moment. And as this happens over time, you can just simply tune into the frequency, tune into the station, tune into the radio station that you want to listen to. Right, and particular thoughts come with that. Particular sensations in the body come with the beingness, and particular actions flow out of the beingness. Right, so if you want to communicate well, right, well, you choose the beingness, choose happiness, choose ease, choose simplicity, choose relaxation, and naturally, the doing that flows out of that is in alignment with the being. And so if I'm in the face of a conversation and I choose to be warm, and I choose to be love and understanding and relaxation, well, what typically follows from that is I tend to listen more. The doing that flows out of the being is listening. I listen. And in that doing combination of being peace, being relaxation, and listening, the words flow to me. And next thing you know, I'm able to say what's in my heart a lot easier, and the communication flows, and there becomes this easy synergistic dialogue with the person I'm engaging with. And I'm able to accept and be and to dance, and so it becomes be, do, have. Next thing you know, I have a great experience. I have a new friend. I have a new memory, right? I have a new whatever. The having comes naturally. The having sprouts out of the being. So to wrap all this up, in terms of your communication, when you're communicating or connecting with somebody, rather than focusing on what you have, rather than focusing on what you're doing, focus on what you're being, and be totally present in your beingness, right? And dance inside of yourself. Dance with your energies. Be your human being, right? So be with yourself. Right? And as you embrace what you're being, you're able to guide what you're being and realign and reattune your frequency to that which you prefer. And next thing you know, you're being peace when you were being anxious. And in that peaceful place, now you can communicate from a space of peace. You can communicate from a space of wholeness. And the conversation flows. Right? And it becomes easy. It becomes easy to connect and find oneness with whoever it is you're connecting with and finding oneness with. So, yeah, be, do, have. That's the mode of enlightenment. If you find yourself in have, do, be, check yourself. Right? And it's like, no, let me not focus on what I'm having. Let me focus on the being. If you find yourself in rajas, or the forcing things, if you're trying to force something, check yourself. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me not focus on what I'm doing. Let me bring it back to my beingness. You can always bring it back to your beingness by breathing, by slowing down, and simply feeling, and allowing, and letting go. Letting go of the having, letting go of the doing. Life is mainly about letting go so that you can be, because right here in this moment, you are enough. And you being alive is proof of that. You being here is proof of that. You are enough. Otherwise, you wouldn't be alive. Right? You are enough. You're inherently enough. You're overflow, you're plenty. And so, by letting go of by stopping yourself from placing all of your value in what you have or what you're doing, and recognizing that, hold on, wait a minute, let me tap into my beingness. You're able to unleash your best self. You're able to unleash confidence. You're able to unleash flow and your ability to connect, your ability to communicate, and life gets way more fun. So, I hope this information serves you. If it did, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you want to connect and practice communication, hit me up. You can go to my website, GordonXavier.com, and we can evolve together. Till next time, y'all. Peace.